Okay, here we go. Section 3.4 study guide, third problem. Take 4. Here we have a product of two trig functions, sine squared 3x times cotangent 3x. So we know we're going to have to use the product rule, but not so fast. Maybe we should take a little bit of time to see if we can somehow simplify this and turn it into an easier function to differentiate. So let's try to do that. So I know sine squared 3x I can write as sine 3x squared. And I know that cotangent of 3x can be rewritten as cosine 3x over sine 3x. Notice here we have a sine 3x squared in essentially the numerator position and a sine 3x in the denominator position. So we're going to go ahead and cancel some things out here. So essentially what we're doing is we're dividing each of these by sine 3x. Sine of 3x divided by itself is 1. Sine 3x squared divided by sine 3x is just sine 3x. So let's put that back together. And we see that this function, h of x, is really just sine 3x times cosine 3x. Just like that. So now let's apply the product rule. So according to the product rule, u times v, the derivative of u times v is u times v prime, which is negative cosine 3x, times the derivative of the inside is 3. Don't forget that. Many people do, and you get points deducted for that. Plus u prime v. So derivative of sine 3x is cosine 3x times 3. Don't forget to take the derivative of the inside, multiply by that, times v. Okay, let's combine everything now that we can. A negative 3 is just negative 3. Ooh, and I just noticed that I made a mistake here. The derivative of cosine of 3x is not minus cosine 3x. It's minus sine 3x. You got to be very careful with that. In any case, when we combine this, we get negative 3 times sine squared 3x. I'm glad I caught that mistake, because then I would have had to had a 6 take. Plus 3 times cosine 3x times cosine 3x is cosine squared 3x. Now, if you report this answer on the quiz, I will reluctantly give you full credit, and I will write something snarky like, okay. However, this is an opportunity for you to make an extra credit point by being clever and by taking that extra step and using the double angle formulas to try to make things even simpler. So let me show you, we're going to call this bonus. Let me show you what that would look like. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to swap these two terms. I want the positive cosine squared 3x in the front. Okay, so that's going to look like 3 cosine squared 3x minus 3 sine squared 3x. Now I'm going to factor out the 3. So that's what I get. Okay, now here's where I'm going to use the double angle formula. So one of the double angle formulas tells me that if I have cosine squared of theta, so here 3x is really just theta. Okay, so the double angle formula says cosine squared of theta minus sine squared of theta is really just is really just cosine of 2 times theta. Okay, so let me actually write that down. So double angle formula. All right, it basically says cosine of 2 theta equals cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta, right? So in this case, theta is 3x, okay? So we're going to replace this whole thing with cosine 2 times theta. So cosine 2 times theta. Well, what's theta? Theta is 3x. We just multiply these two numbers and we get 3 times cosine 6x. And that will give you +1 extra credit points.